Welcome to the Seiler Instrument mapping video. My name is Jay Reister, Senior Mapping Support Technician with Seiler Instrument. In this video, I will show how to set up real-time settings and setups within TerraSync when using a VRS or RTN for real-time data collection. When we are finished, you will be able to successfully connect to a real-time source such as a public DOT or even a private VRS RTN. I am using a Geo7X decimeter unit. This could also be used with the submeter and or centimeter Geo7X, the XT, XH Geo6000s, the R1 or R2 GNSS receivers. I'm going to go ahead and select real-time settings. And I'm going to change the default uncorrected to use external source. I'm going to select the wrench. The datum for default correction is WGS 1984. This is a no or null transformation. If you do not choose to use this particular correction datum, you could change it to shift your data on the fly. And if you so choose to, the modern NAD83 is actually hiding now in the eyes underneath ITRF to NAD83 2011. So the difference between NAD83 2011 and WGS 84 in the upper Midwest is about a meter shift. So we do recommend that you do some testing on some control points before, during, and towards the end of your data collection process to make sure that you are within your specifications of accuracy and have not or will not apply a datum shift. I am going to just leave this for this demonstration at WGS 84. I'm going to go ahead and change the type of base to VRS, because I want to dial into a state-run DOT base station network where I can get corrections from more than one base station. VRS stands for Virtual Reference Stations. Trimble networks are classified as this. That's their term. If you are using other networks by other GPS manufacturers, they may call them RTN, real-time networks, or Spider network, or whatever their classification they call their particular network. The connection method, I will change that from serial port to internet, because I am going to be using a Wi-Fi hotspot from my cell phone, or I could use a MiFi, or if there is a local public Wi-Fi in your work area, you could use that too in order to dial into your correction source. The next step then is you need to punch in what the IP address is for that particular correction provider. And for Wisconsin DOT, called WISCORS, I'm going to go ahead and enter that here. There's this spelt out. Once I have that entered, I will then want to choose the port number that has been identified by the provider. Generally, if you are signing up for an account with the state DOT, they will provide you this address and this port number to use in your GPS software. The particular port number that most Trimble networks use, such as the Wisconsin DOT and the Missouri DOT, is 2101. The next step then is you have to make sure that your GPS unit is on the internet, and mine is on the internet. I have it connected to Wi-Fi right now. And the test then is to make sure that you can actually get out to the internet and dial in to see the source table for this particular DOT correction. And so right here I will click on the wrench. And if the source table pops up, that means I do have an internet connection. Otherwise, you would receive an in-trip error message saying that you are not connected or cannot find said source table. So in this GPS receiver source table here for the base stations. I'm going to move that over a little bit so you can see this better. For using the Trimble base station networks, you can go with CMR Plus or you can go with CMRX. CMRX is the more modern version, a little bit faster on the protocol of sending the zeros and ones across the internet. If you are not using a Trimble network, such networks that are Leica networks or other, you could use RTCM 31 or RTCM 3.1 is what it's referenced as. Some networks I've noticed too use a term RTCM IMAX. I've seen that in both the Iowa DOT and in the Indiana DOT. That'll work pretty much the same as the CMRX or CMR Plus. What you are really looking for though is making sure that the base station network does say GNSS so that you have a correction from both GPS and GLONASS. And I'll scroll over here to show you that. As long as your system then says GPS plus GLONASS, especially if your device is capable of recording and having corrections for both GPS and GLONASS, you want to make sure that you do select that. So I am actually going to go with the CMRX, and I'm going to select Done. Next step then is I need to enter in the username and password that was given to me when I did sign up for my account. Some institutions it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Some institutions, as far as base station networks go, they allow for multiple users to use the same username and password. So please do check with your provider on that. So I've got my username and password in here, and the last option here is to select the connection control. I'm going to go with manual so that I'm in control of when I am connecting and not connecting to the actual internet here for hitting the DOT base station network. So I'm going to select manual and just double check those settings again. All right, I'm going to select done. And I'm going to change the real-time age limit to a much smaller increment. Let's go down to about 15 seconds. Click done. And now you can see that I've got a flashing radio icon up here at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and select external source. So this is the manual process that was on that previous screen. Otherwise, the auto connect would try to auto connect on its own, but I'm going to be in charge of this, so I'm going to select the external source button. It kind of gets pressed in, just like the GNSS button to the right of it. That means that it's on. To double check if it's truly started up and trying to dial in to the Wisconsin DOT, I am going to go to the status screen. Yep, there we go. It beat me to it. I'm going to go to the real-time settings, and external source is in use. So I am dialed in and receiving a correction. I can click on summary here and find out how long I've been connected. So 34 seconds. Data is being received. Last correction was 1 second ago. So that is how you can set up your real-time correction source and service with a particular DOT for getting real-time corrections within TerraSync. Thank you for watching the Seiler instrument mapping video. Please visit our map support blog for more videos and support topics. Also see our Seiler Solutions YouTube site.